Beautiful. All right. Good morning. Welcome to Wake Up Real Estate on a Friday morning, April 19th. What's up, brother?
What's up, brother?
Happy Friday, Mike. Good morning. Mike Stearns from the left coast says it's sunny and should be in the high 70s. Couldn't be better. It was nice here yesterday. I think it's going to be okay today. Chris Harris, good morning to you. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. We have my weekly email newsletter to share. I'm going to share just some stats on the follow-up that I sent to all the homeowners in my database earlier this week, driving them back to my seller dashboard. And Ryan's got a couple of direct mail updates and some good results, some fun, exciting things to share as well. So a lot to dig into here this morning before we head off or shove off for the weekend. I see we've got a social post, and it's our guy Sketch.
It's a Sketch real estate post.
Nice.
So,
play on the what's trending, right, in pop culture.
So yeah, so pretty simple. Just a link to a squeeze page. If you want to buy a house, click the link. It's shamelessly just. I'm trying to stop it. One second. It's shamelessly just playing on the meme here, and hoping to get some virality and chuckles. And then I did a boosted post, Josh, for the weekend just to see what happens.
Oh, nice.
So that'll go over to this page, 727realestatedeals.com.
Oh, cool. Sweet.
Yeah.
Before I get into my newsletter, a quick shout out to my organization, my EXP organization. I got my email yesterday that I get every month with my rev share, and I was like, oh boy, I
you made some money.
Been paying attention. It was very healthy. So that prompted me to go and look, like, how many transactions was this from? And this isn't perfectly. It's not this isn't exact, because once people in my organization cap, then I don't see the transaction count. But my small little EXP organization, we helped at least 34 families in March buy or sell.
Wow.
I mean, it's pretty cool. Now, I don't share that to brag, maybe a little, but more so, like, people are still buying and selling real estate. So don't let the news and the settlement, don't let bad news affect your economy, because
especially this time of year when the getting's good, because it is season, right?
Exactly. So quick little encouragement there. Ryan did, if you want to grab the What's Up Brother video, he did pop that in the comment
section. Get the MP4 file. It is such a high quality MP4 file.
And if you have no idea what that is, I mean, you've got to spend some time this weekend and an FIO, figure it out.
Next time you see a teenager, just say "What's up, brother," and you'll understand.
Ryan and I have numerous teenagers in the house, so we have context that you may not have if you don't. Here is my weekly email newsletter. I send it out every Friday morning at 8:30. If you want help replicating something like this, there is a link in the description with this video for what email newsletter provider or email platform that I'm using for this. And we can help you clean your list, get your template built, etc. Any and all of that. Go check that out. It's on the Wake Up site. You can use a little chat widget if you've got questions for Mike. This week, I am using short form video content that I created throughout the week and sending that out, or I've already sent it out. And I've actually included two of them in here. So I've got one at the top and one in the middle. So the top one is a little 50-second video, client testimonial, just me telling the story of my clients, Callie and Dylan, and how we helped them buy the first house, which is their first house, which is the one on top here, back in 2020, and how we, they were ready to trade up. They've got a growing family, and how we listed and sold that one and bought the one below. And so it's just encouraging folks who might be thinking about trading up that, you know, it is possible that we can help with that, etc. And then with the text here, I did also, so and this was in the subject line as well. I'm not just talking about trading up, right? Trading up or right sizing. Basically, if you're trying to coordinate buy and sell, we can help. And I would say I put more into this one than I have, but I'm just using what's going on to drive what I'm communicating in my weekly email newsletter here. So I have a PS and then I have a PPS talking about off-market properties available right now, because I had 3 conversations. One is a for sale by owner. One is the clients that, or the folks in my neighborhood. And one is from the iList follow-up that we did earlier this week that I have an appointment with on Monday. So there are properties that aren't actively listed on the market, but that do have owners that want to sell. So why not play that up and give a reason for people to call or text me about that? And then I've got my new and improved short that I shot this week in front of a new construction home, just talking about the new construction homes available in Central PA right now. So a little bit more, I packed a little bit more into it than maybe I normally do, or than I do some weeks, but there was more to talk about. So might as well turn that into content that I can share with my database and get some conversations going. So once again, if you'd like help replicating something like that for yourself, the link is above or below, or just go to wakeup.realestate and chat. Use the chat widget, and Mike will hook you up with that. David asks, "Is this on Get Response?" It is. It is. We talked about this last week, I think. I switched to Get Response. Literally, the only thing I use Get Response for is my weekly email newsletter. I use KV Core for everything else still. My property alerts, my market reports, text blasting, etc. But this one function, because of the size of my email database, I decided to offload that to Get Response. I generally speaking send just one email a week through that platform. Once or twice a month, I send a Tuesday email. That's more of like a direct, a more salesy email, let's say. Again, we can help anyone who's interested build any of that out. Mike Stern says, "LOL, even my girls' 14U softball team. What up, bro?" And I think the answer is bro. Well, we get a lot of bruh.
What's up, brother?
Right? What's up,
What's
bruh?
up, brother?
What's up, brother?
What's up, brother?
So I have something else to share, but Ryan, I know you do too. So let's kind of bounce back and forth. Why don't we? Do you want to share Brett's scan rates?
Yeah, this is 46 cards with the iList flow with 5 scans, Josh.
Not too shabby.
46 only.
So that's
See how much?
That's more than 10% scan rate. It's a small sample size, and anytime you have small sample sizes, you can get maybe extreme results on one side or the other. But it's encouraging, and it's more evidence that this messaging, this style of card, we have lots of examples of it working really well right now.
Yep. Scan the QR code and see valuation from 4 different independent sources. So that's still working. That's at go.thanks.io/iList is the course that kind of just shows how to set that up right there. Another thing I'm doing with Brad, I hope he doesn't mind. I don't think he'll mind me too much sharing.
No, he's a good dude. Yeah.
I have a feeling not too many people watching this will actually implement what I'm about to show you, but it is very interesting. So let me show you. Sorry, I went backwards here. So this, Josh, is a gift card bribe. And I need to get the file open. Okay, yeah.
Hey, we've talked about gift card bribes numerous times here.
Yep. So
this is one actually being implemented.
Yep. So this is the outside. Yeah, we sent 500 of these today. It should go out in the mail today. So, front side is just branded. Join us. Now, what Brett does, he does in-person home seller workshops. This one's at a local library. And And you see it put the URL on the front, a little bit of red and a number to call or text. But here's where the sort of fun test is happening. It's a $10 Starbucks gift card. Just wanted to invite you to one of my upcoming home seller workshops. Here's when the times are for the workshops. If you think you might decide to sell in the next few years and would like to attend one of these sessions, scan the QR code. And then the PS, Josh, I put the cool part in the PS just so it, the eyes go down there. As an extra thank you for RSVPing today, you'll instantly receive a $10 Starbucks gift card downloaded to your phone when you scan the code above. So
I would imagine the PS is similar to, in direct mail is going to be similar to an email. And I forget what the exact numbers are, but I think, there's some data that says when you send an email, people, once they open it, right, which means they probably read the subject line, they scan like the first sentence or two. And then generally speaking, the next most frequently read part of your message is the PS. And I would venture to guess that it's probably similar on a marketing piece like this, where they're going to kind of scan the top, then go to the PS, and then if it's something they're interested in, they might fill in by then, going through the entire. So using PSs in marketing, whether it's email or direct mail, is a worthy something worthy of considering, and generally speaking, a good idea.
Yep. And then the it'll come here, Josh, like so. So we got a type form, name, next, and then I just want to show this. You kind of got to get the whole address. You gotta give your address, so we know who which on the scan you kind of already know. But in order to get the $10 gift card, they're RSVPing and they are letting you know who they are. I think I might add a question about motivation to sell in here, like a checkbox. Do you think you might sell in the next year or something like that?
And to clarify for those listening or watching, what you're saying is they have to complete this to get the gift card.
Yeah.
So we're not just willy-nilly just throwing around $10 gift cards to the entire. You said this is going out to 500?
Yeah, so it's 500, and then it's demographically targeted. It's people with homes of a certain value, of a certain age. They're 55 plus, and they live within. Since this is a local event, another takeaway, they live within 2 miles of the event, so that's easy to get to.
Our costs are the 500.
Yeah.
And let's say, on something like this, what percentage of that are actually going to complete this and then get the gift card?
I think a good result would be 1% would be 5 people. A good result would be 2 or 3%. So say 10 people.
So if we get 10 people, that's $100 on top of the cost of the direct mail. Man, that's worth it though.
Yeah. And Brett thinks big. I was even like, you sure you don't want to start with 100? I'm shy sometimes about that. And he's like, no, he's done a lot of direct mail. And he's like, this stuff always generally ROIs. It doesn't always ROI like right away, but these 500 cards with his logo and his face, and he's been in his market for a while. That's the important thing. He already has some brand recognition, right? It's going to be sitting in people's houses and it looks like a wedding invitation when it arrives. So, one listing more than pays for this, right? Something.
Well, absolutely. It does. Yeah. And, this is stating the obvious, but like if the email invites that Brett will also send to this, they're not going to get saved. This piece might get, even if they're not available or interested now, it might get put on the fridge. It might get put in the, maybe they have a drawer with that kind of stuff, and it has a shelf life. It's one of the many wonderful things about direct mail. I've gotten calls from people years after they receive a letter or a postcard. And I'm talking 3, 5. I think I tracked one time. I got a call 7 years later from someone. And it was like, and the only reason I knew it was 7 years later is like, it was dated somehow on there that she was able to tell me, you sent me this thing back in 2006 or whatever it was at the time. So yeah, there's a significant shelf life to that, way more so than any digital media.
Yeah. An important thing here, Josh, I thought about it as we were sending this. This is a QR code going to people who are 55 plus, which I think people know how to scan these things now. I think the phone number part in the front panel is important.
Yeah.
Because it's offering, remember, we always got to think about what's going to go through people's heads, and they're going to be skeptical. Do I really get a gift card? So what I'm really hoping happens here, and I expect to happen, is Brett's going to get some texts or calls. And I actually want people to call and text him and be like, hey, I'm trying to scan this, but I can't get it to work.
Yeah.
Because that's just like a one-on-one conversation with somebody,
Yeah.
you know, that he's skilled. I know he can turn this into the conversations he wants. So whatever, we'll let you know in about probably next Friday or Monday when we return. We're going to be taking a break next week. We'll mention that in a minute, but we'll let you know how this goes.
Mike, they get a gift card and they have to use that gift card before you actually pay for it. If you have the business account.
Yeah, it's your build on the scan, Josh, of the gift card. They have to take the effort to scan it.
Okay.
Right. So, you know, we're sending this for context. I think it's 400,000 plus is the home value. Right. So a commission on that, since our standard commissions are now 10% because we have to pay for all the lawyers, as you said yesterday. I
said nothing of the sort. Do not put words in my mouth.
Guys, we should say we're only kidding around. I know there's antitrust,
totally.
but obviously we're joking around here. But whatever the commission might be, you know, one listing and sale off of this is great. I have a feeling Brett gets out of this. If he gets 5 scans, he's probably gonna have 5 more conversations. You know, and the numbers just work. But the thing is, you need to have some cojones, for lack of a better word. And Brett does, because I'm like, let's send 100. He's like, let's send 500. He actually, I hope he doesn't mind me sharing this. He's like, send another 500 with a $20 bribe, because I want to split test and see if that performs better. So just keep in mind the people in and he's a President's Club or whatever Remax's highest thing is. The people in your market who are the top 5 percenters, the top this is how they think. Yeah. Like they take risks like this. So I don't know. That was cool.
And it's a calculated risk.
Yeah.
Right. He's either going to, you know, he will either win or learn. It'll either be a massive win or he'll learn how to make it better the next time.
Yeah.
And he's trying to either way, it's winning.
Yeah. But that, on a smaller scale, that iList flow, I mean, I don't see any harm in that. You can send 50 or 100 of those out. You can get a few scans for like 30, 40 bucks, whatever. 50 would be like 30, 40 bucks just to try it out. So, all right. What else you got?
Mike asks, is it an email gift card? Right. It's not an actual physical gift card that they're getting.
Well, let's explain. Yeah. It's downloaded to your phone into the app of the vendor. So for Starbucks, it like prompts you you'll have to have like a Starbucks wallet or whatever they do. A lot of people have this already. And then it puts it on your phone. And when you go to Starbucks, you just show them your phone and they scan the code. But it's not emailed per se. It just goes to their phone as soon as they scan the QR code and finish the process.
Yep. Boy, this is a loaded one. Alina, you ask great questions on here. You make us work for our money.
You're gonna have a few
non-existent money. Ryan, what wording works best for expired postcards? I'm going to say right up front, we've not found a winning formula in our market for expireds. We've tried lots of stuff, and nothing we've done has been proven to be.
It has a lot to do with where the market's been the last decade too. I mean, the last 5 years at least. Here, we can quickly go through some ideas.
Sure.
You know, I noticed you had your property for sale, but it looks like maybe it went off the market without selling. Question mark, if you're still interested in sale, can you give me a call, text? I might have a buyer, something like that. I had a few in here, Josh. Are you still trying to sell your property? I have a few questions about it. If you have a minute, call or text me. That's just kind of a blind, like, well, what does this guy want? What questions does he have? And if they do want to sell their property, they'll probably just give you a call. I think what doesn't work is what I see a lot of people do. I'm not sure that sending a long 1,000-word letter talking about your qualifications and your, you know, how good you are at marketing works very well as an initial touch, maybe as a follow-up. I have a few outside of the box marketing ideas that might help you get your address sold. If you'd like to talk about them, feel free to call you. So you don't give them the ideas, but you like tease, like, but I don't know, Josh, I think all this is going to be more relevant if we come into a market where it really does become hard to sell a house, and we're not quite there yet.
Yeah. we've tried several things. The one that I was certain was going to work, and you know what that means, it didn't, was putting their property on the front of the card. So not even, I'm not talking about the dynamic image builder, because I think this was pre the dynamic image builder even.
Yeah.
So it's easier to do this now, but we would put the whole front of the card was their property. And I think we layered on like my sign or something like that. And the back was something along, those lines. It looks like you had tried to sell your property in the past. Would you still consider selling it if we brought you an acceptable offer from a motivated buyer or something like that?
Yeah.
And when I say, I don't know. We sent out, I think we sent them out a couple a day for an entire year. I want to say we sent out at least 500.
Yeah.
And Mike could look up the stats, but it was nothing. And I was certain if we do this for a year and we send, 1 to 2 a day, there's no way this won't turn into something. And again, that exact idea in a different market might kill it. It might.
Yeah.
But you got to try stuff. You got to figure out there's what's work. There's what works. And then there's finding what will work for you in your market and for the target audience that you're trying to connect with. Right.
And the market conditions.
Yeah.
The wider, I don't know what percentage of listings are expiring right now. Unless it's a listing you probably don't want. I mean, that's not a nice thing to say, but if something's expiring right now, it's probably really poorly priced or has other issues. Is that fair?
Yeah. That's probably fair. Or motivation or unrealistic expectations could be the problem. And Mike confirmed it was at least 2 a day for a year. And I mean, we gave it a go, and it wasn't any like it had to be the offer we were making, I guess, because getting a postcard with your property on the front of it, I mean, I would think it was getting read, and they don't have to open it to see it, right? So that was the reasoning behind the postcard versus a letter. Like, you're guaranteeing that they're going to see it on some level.
I think something like this, not to expirers, but to people who had their house in the MLS last year but didn't sell, which requires a little more kind of data manual work finding those. Is there a term for that, Josh? Like withdrawn, not relisted? I don't know what we would call those.
I don't know.
It's not expired, but we should come up with a cool term for that. But if you sent something like this messaging, like, hey, I saw it was in the MLS, you didn't sell it, I might have a buyer in the area, let me know. Something like that could play well now.
Yeah. Mike says, find the motivation why they want to sell, because 90% didn't sell because of price. What about something like, were you moving out of state or moving up or down? Yeah, absolutely. We were trying to win that through marketing. But if you're quote unquote pounding the phones, having a question like that at the ready is certainly an effective strategy, right? It looks like you were trying to sell. Just curious, would you be moving out of the area, or are you relocating locally? Or I'm sorry, not relocating, or would you be staying here in central PA? Which, by the way, is a great simple, that's kind of our reverse psychology text and email script. So yeah, there's definitely something to that. Patricia says canceled. Yeah, I guess it would be canceled, right? If they cancel or withdraw, it's not technically expired. They tried, but they gave up before it even expired. So
there's lots of reasons why people do that, like life situations. There's probably gold in them hills. And I bet the people who do that consistently don't talk about it because they don't want to have other people doing it. But
there is a strategy too. So we talk about PropStream a lot on here as a data source. And I think I even was earlier this week showing the dashboard and doing some filtering. But in PropStream, you can filter for old expireds. You can go and find properties that were, let's say, listed in 2022 and have not transferred. And I've got training on that, but I'll tell you what, if we get 3 comments right now, I'll show you real quick how to do it. If we get three of you comment, I will show you how to find those old.
Are you leveling up your YouTube game?
I don't know.
Pretty good. What's up, brother?
Well, nobody's commenting, so I guess we're not
Well,
gonna do it.
We're not going to do anything. We're just
gonna
on the comments.
music. Come on, people, comment below. I kind of want to do it. So it's one. We got one.
What's up, brother?
Can we get 2? Can we get 2? Can we get 2? I'm commenting. Yes, bro. Okay. Chris, well done. Well done. And Alina says comment. All right, it's fine. So let's let me go in here. So, and I'm sure there are other ways that you can do this as well. And certainly data providers like RedX and Vulcan and whatever the other expired data, I would assume that you can get that data from them as well. But this is how we've sort of figured out how to do it in PropStream. Now, I'm going to show you this. I would definitely cross-check in your MLS. I would spot check like 3 randomly picked ones, because if I remember correctly, there have been a couple a couple of folks that have used these filtering, and for whatever reason the data didn't seem to match up correctly. But at least if you have PropStream or you've been thinking about getting a trial and playing around with it, here's how you might find old expired listings. So I'm choosing my entire county, and the first thing I'm going to do is MLS status. No. Okay, so they're not actively listed on the MLS. That's the first thing. And that's like the first filter I always do, because I don't want to be soliciting on market properties. Okay. And it's been a while since I've done this. So let me go. I want to look for single family condo or townhome. And you know what? I'm going to go back to the MLS status, and I'm going to say, we're going to check MLS status failed. Okay. MLS status failed. And the status date, I think this is what I need to do. We're going to go back to, we'll go back to 2022. And I'll go the whole year of 2022, and we'll see what we come up with here. So I'm going to go January 1st of 2022 to December 31st. And I've got 135. So I've got 135 single family condo. They're not currently on the market, and they were a failed listing somewhere in from January 1st, 2022 to December 31st, 2022. And I can do whatever with this. We could go back another year if we really wanted to see, if let's say I wanted to try, I'm aggressive like Brett, and I'd like to get a test size of 250 or 500 right here. So we've got 229, and I could expand it even greater than that if I so choose. One last thing as a catch-all.
Drop me that list. I want to mail them.
Ownership info. Okay. Ownership info. Let me think here. They have to have owned for a minimum of, let me think, 1, 2, 3 years. This is just to make sure that it hasn't. Oh boy. Okay. So that dropped it way down. Look at that. So
do you have equity numbers in PropStream? I assume
yeah.
Okay. So the mortgage data is in there.
Valuation and equity info, mortgage info. I mean, there's a lot of data in here.
So you could go for people who have pretty sure they have equity, or is it like mortgage paid in?
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. So let's say I'm gonna build this. I'm gonna go. I mean, we got a small list here, so I'm gonna go back to January of 19. It also means that I need to, and just so you know, folks, like I'm in a rural area. The entire population of Cumberland County is like 200,000. Okay. So like you may get this many results from one zip code if you're in a densely populated area. Okay. But along Ryan's thinking, if I want to make sure or try to ensure that they've got equity, I could go here and I could say estimated equity. I could put a percentage or I could put an amount. So I could say a minimum of 80% equity. That's interesting. A maximum of 100%. Oh, 80% equity. No.
20.
20% equity.
Yeah.
There we go. 125. So now I've got 125. They've tried to sell in the last 5 years. They have equity. I know what county they're in. I know it's either a single family home. And if I want to, the nice thing with a small list like this, instead of just a one shot, maybe I send them a direct mail piece once a week for 5 weeks, and I follow that up with email and maybe some other type of marketing, just to get to see who in this subset is responsive, who is at least open to entertaining the idea of selling. I've got a lot of these here that are zero balance, that have that own free and clear, which is interesting.
Yep.
All right. So now what do I do with this list if I want to market to it? I select it. I add it to a list. I'm going to call this Cumberland County failed from 2019 to 2022 with equity, something like that. Whatever, it doesn't really matter what you call it. It's just so what you know what it is, what the list is, and then I can skip trace this list right in upstream, so I can go and select the group. Ryan, are you serious? Should we? I mean, we did all this work. We might as well.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do a test.
Okay. So,
thanks.io will pay for it. Is it 100?
Oh, look at that. Nope, that's not the right list. Where's the right list here? There it is. So I'm going to add these. I'll pay for the skip trace.
Yep.
So we chose those contacts. We hit next, which, by the way, we have all of this in very, very, very detailed text, screenshot, video, etc. on all of this for those that might be interested in how to do this. But for $13.68, I can get the skip trace data for this, which will include email and phone numbers, and they'll scrub it against the DNC. And so what we'll do, so we don't turn this into a marathon today, is we're going to take that data and we're going to send them direct mail, integrated with iList, so we can give them an interactive seller dashboard. And we're going to send a series of, Ryan, 5 direct mail pieces, or 3, something like that. We're going to send them a series of direct mail with varying offers and messaging. And then I'll also be sending them email and maybe even text, depending on what that, how many numbers we get back scrubbed for that. And
you want to load this up into KV Core and push it with a smart campaign? Might be interesting.
I think what I'll do, I will probably use my iList CRM to get the responders, and then put the responsive ones into KV Core.
That's an interesting point. We should talk more. We should talk more about that, actually, using one CRM that's kind of like a pre-database to get into a hotter one. I like that idea. Yep.
And iList is a go high level version, and so you can do drip. You can do some different functionalities with it that make it a little bit more effective and closer to being compliant, or farther away from black hat, let's say.
This is perfect because I want to use this new feature at Thanks. You see here we have native web hooking with high levels and KV Core now.
Okay.
So you could load everybody up in there, have an automation in iList, in the high level iList CRM that basically says do the email, do the text, send the mail, and have the whole sequence fly out of there. And you don't even need to use Zapier because you have this hook here to use. So,
and
whatever.
I'm going to button this up with something that I promised at the beginning and then kind of forgot as we were getting into this. And this is relevant to what we just said. Part of what I'm going to do with the appended data is this iList 1-2 punch of sending them an email with home value and selling options and a bump text follow-up, which we sent Wednesday and Thursday, just because of how it worked out. And we have gotten a ton of homeowners coming back and and checking out their seller dashboard, like almost 100, I think, from that process, which that is available. That document is, I think it's in the description with this video, but if not, you can use the chat widget at wakeup.realestate and Mike can make sure that you have that. You do need iList to be able to do it exactly as shown. But if you've got KV Core, you can just drive them back to the sell page. On your side.
Let's face it, a lot of times once you get the scan, you know who they are, but it's nice that you can jump them into the valuations on iList.
Right.
Josh, I think the cash offer could work really well too, to that specific, because they were trying to sell before. Maybe they didn't like showing their house. It was a hassle.
And we already have a cash offer template that I have data on that has worked as follow-up to home value leads. So we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We can take some of the templates that we already know to be working and utilize those. So I'm thinking a combination of more direct, which would be like cash offer, or, would you consider selling? And then indirect being, check out, see what a buyer might pay for your house, and you can get 4 unique estimates of value for the property, right? And just kind of using those in tandem to filter out and find the most interested folks. Ryan, I see that you've got something.
Oh, just a quick plug and just a mention about next week's programming, right, Josh? So I'm going to be over at Unite in Charleston. If any of you guys are near Charleston and want to check out that conference, it should be fun.
Yep.
But we won't be going live. Am I correct? Or are you going to go live?
I will. I may go live once or twice. I will certainly release some content. But this is perfect because I also have to knock out my CE for real estate.
Yeah.
That kind of snuck up on me.
I usually do mine after the license expired. That's how it is expired.
I've been getting emails for months, and I say, it snuck up on me. But I got in PA. We have to do. I need 14 CE hours by May 31st.
You don't just pay your kids to do it like I do.
It's not a bad idea.
I'm really trying to get in trouble now, but we're deep in the show. Nobody's watching. Yeah.
Ryan said that, not me.
I don't actually do that because it's easier to just do the darn thing than to explain it.
Yeah, totally. So just stay tuned. We'll keep you updated by email and on our social channels as to content wise. I might go live on Tuesday, and we'll have our normal mortgage session Tuesday afternoon. We're going to be talking about VA.
Tuesday. Did you get that one?
No, sorry.
That's another What's Up, Brother.
Oh yeah. Yes,
brother?
Cole has done that one.
What's up, brother?
So hold on. Alina says, does iList produce better response rate when sending postcards, i.e., the pure forecast? Well, I'm not sure exactly what you mean, but the experience for the consumer is one where there's less friction. In other words, when they get the card and they scan the QR code, they don't have to log in. They don't have to opt in. They don't have to fill out anything. It just immediately populates a dashboard that has home values and cash offer options and even listing options. There are other ways that you can you can, you can mimic what they're doing with your KV Core sell page, for example, but it's not apples to apples. It's not the same consumer experience. So we can dig it. I'll do a follow-up on that. Maybe I'll have Joe on next week at some point, or we'll do something with that. And you'll see as we take the data that I just skip traced, as we do that, we'll show those examples so you can get a better idea of what that looks and feels like for the consumer. All right. Stay tuned for next week's schedule. Wish Ryan well in Charleston. Hope you all have a great weekend. And if you need any help on the mortgage side, we're working if you are.
Thanks, guys.
Ryan.
What's up, brother? What's up, brother? What's up, brother?